tell us
Sure.
first of all about, how this all began. I'd love to know where you were sitting when this thing was concepted and where the name came from.
This started in 2006, not as a television show, but as something that the four of us just felt like we should start. We were going through different things, graduated from high school, starting college, and didn't know what to do with our lives. And so we decided to write a list of all the things we'd ever dream about. Duncan and I are brothers, and Dave and I used to break dance together in high school. Ben was kind of from the neighborhood, and we just wrote a list of everything we'd ever want to do and set out to try to achieve them. Picked up extra jobs to take some time off in the summer. And who wants to explain the name?
Sure, yeah. The name actually, when came up sort of with what we were going to do in 2006, Jonnie was in English class and he was assigned a poem called The Buried Life. And it was written 150 years ago about by a guy named Matthew Arnold. And it spoke to the same feeling that we were feeling at the time when we felt this urge to do something. And this was like this feeling that we felt buried, and the poem articulated that feeling. And so we thought that was cool that it was written 150 years ago and that people back then were feeling the same way we were feeling. And we realized, this is obviously bigger than the four of us. This is a human thing that, we decided to explore that with the question, what do you want to do before you die?
Nice. And so obviously you got how many things have you guys already completed on your list?
We've done about
70?
70 things on the list,
70.
and we've helped the same.
Yeah.
We've been traveling for a long time.
So tell us about the help side of it. I think it's really cool. You guys, everything that you complete, then you partner with someone. Explain that to us.
Well, basically, when we started out, we are essentially four very regular guys, and we set these, oftentimes very big tasks, and so we had no way of achieving these things. And what we found is that so many people kind of helped us along the way do the thing, accomplish these list items, that it was very natural for us to pay that forward. It just kind of made sense, We're just like, of course we're gonna, pay this forward, help people do the things that they want to do.
Nice. And so what's been one of the coolest, best stories from that you've been able to do?
Maybe this upcoming week, there's a guy that you're going to meet named Sam, and he was an artist that we met on the streets in Dallas. And when we asked him what he wanted to do before he died, he said, reunite with my son.
Wow.
So he hadn't seen his son in 17 years. So through Facebook and Google and all that stuff, we were able to get a hold of his son and reconnect the two. So that was one of the most powerful things I think that we did this summer.
But it's different for each of us because it's not MTV helping these people. It's it's the four of us. So we will meet people all over the continent and just kind of make connections. And everyone's got a different answer to the question, what do you want to do before you die? So when we meet someone that you can just tell it's what their answer is really important to them, and Sam's a perfect example. We know we got to help.
That's great. So the human side you guys were talking about earlier. So 4 guys in one bus for 4 years. I have a feeling you've learned a lot about community, and there's been a lot of wrestling. I'm sure. I'd love to hear what you guys have learned about just living together in the context of all this and doing it kind of as a team.
Yeah. You want me to answer that?
Well, yeah. I mean, first we actually haven't been doing it on the road for 4 years. When we would work and go to school during the semester, and then we would take time off in the summer when we could have enough money to travel. And then once we got number 53 on the list is make a TV show, and so we started focusing on that about 2 years ago. We started, really putting our attention into Buried Life full time. But Jonnie, go for it. Tell us we've definitely met a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I mean the bus that we drive around in, it's a 1968 purple transit bus called Penelope. The blog actually named it, and it breaks down all the time. It's got 3 million miles. It's the same model as the bus from Speed.
We bought it from a nudist.
We bought it from a nudist, fundraised like forever to be able to afford it, but it's been our home, each summer, and it's been, I mean, we're humbled by the response that this whole project's gotten. People of all backgrounds, of all ages, of all nationality. Everyone's got something that they want to do before they die. So it's been fun, man. We've talked to like everyone you can imagine. A year ago, almost 2 years ago now, we were at Folsom Prison, which is one of the things on the list, talking to inmates about things they want to do before they die.
That's amazing. All right, so you guys are like 30 things away from doing the 100 things you want to do. What do you do after this? What's your job? What could you possibly do?
Well, it's actually like, the list is just, it's never been as much about the list as it's been about the question, what do you want to do before you die? Like the list is just kind of a tangible way of, of putting them down so you remember them, keeping track of them. So like, and, as we grow, our list will evolve and change. Things will come off it. Things will be added to it, the list of a 20-something-year-old is obviously a lot different than, what a 30 or 40-year-old person might want to do. Mm-hmm. So it's just changing. It's always evolving. And, we started this way before the television show, and we'll continue afterwards.
But when we found out we were doing the show, we found out we had 8 episodes, so we thought, okay, well, what are the 8 things on the list that, we got one shot at this? What 8 things are we going to choose?
We got to go big.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's why we chose stuff like, number 95 is play basketball with Obama. 33 is complete in a crump competition. Number 18 is try to tell a joke on late night. And we don't get help from from anybody on this stuff. It's the 4 of us trying to figure out, how the hell we're going to accomplish these things. But each of them means something to us. So it's kind of like a personal quest every time we set out to accomplish them.
So is the Obama thing going to come through?
Episode 6.
Nice.
And the thing is, like, we're really proud of this show because we actually were approached to do a show in 2007, and we declined because we weren't going to be able to keep control of what the show was going to look like. Then when MTV came to us this last Christmas, they said, "You guys will present the show, but you guys can make it." So we have the same crew. We edited it with exec producers. We chose all the music. So it's really like we wanted to make something for our friends and something that was real and something that people could relate to. And so, we're really excited for people to check it out.
Nice. All right, last question, guys. So you're obviously, I think, probably going to be a great inspiration to a lot of 20-somethings all across the nation. I mean, I think that's part of your message, I'm guessing, is to get people to live and do everything they were meant to do. So what advice would you have for someone that is kind of a younger person getting out of college, trying to figure out what to do with their life? You have an opportunity to share something with them.
First thing is always just ask yourself the question, what do you want to do before you die? Your answer is going to be different than everybody else on earth. You're going to have your own things that you have to do. And the second thing I would say is, tell your friends whatever it is that you decide, whatever it is that you write down on your list, talk to your friends about it.
Tell everybody.
Yeah, because the only reason, we're here is because we just started a conversation one day about the different things that we all wanted to do with our lives. And, you find ways to work together. That naturally just brings people together.
Yeah. And most importantly is take that first step and try it. Yeah, it's all good to talk about it and write it down, but at some point you have to just put your best foot forward and try it and go for it. So
we don't. I mean, yeah, we say those things, but we don't ever want to like kind of preach to people that anything is possible. We started this thing to prove to ourselves that these things were possible, that that we could do these things, and so that's all it's ever been, and we set out with questions, not answers, and that's we just keep asking questions. Mainly, what do you want to do before you die?
I think what Duncan's saying is don't be afraid of working hard. Like this, if you want something bad enough, work for it, and you'll get it.
That's right. Go after it. I love what you guys said. Just kind of go after it with everything you have, and don't be afraid to experiment with something. Try it out, and see if it sticks and see if it works.
Yeah. Totally, yeah. Because this just started as a 2-week road trip. We almost didn't even go because the mechanic that looked at our RV said this won't make it back, and we lost 5 tires on the way. And all we did was just put a website up, and people responded. So it's like you never know who's going to step up and help you.
Well, guys, thanks so much for your time. I know you're busy. Good luck with MTV. When can people watch it?
Monday nights, 10 o'clock, MTV. Don't miss it.
Thanks.
Some pretty funny stuff coming up.